Anyone who's ever participated in varsity athletics, worked out, attended a basketball or volleyball game, or even walked between Lowry and Babcock have had to deal with the monolithic monstrosity that is the Armington Physical Education Center, or PEC. Today I'd like to talk to you about one of Worcester's ugliest buildings and how we can improve it. I believe that my idea will solve the problems associated with the PEC's appearance. But before I begin, I would like to thank all of you gathered here today. So first, I'd like to talk about the shortcomings of the exterior of the PEC. Second, I'd like to discuss my idea, both how it would work and how it would address the problem. Third, I'd like to lay out how the college should be changed after the implementation of my idea. And fourth and finally, I will tell you how you can help turn my idea into reality. So first, the problem. The Armington PEC is bland and unattractive, and this lack of architectural nuance is amplified by its juxtaposition with the new Scott Center. I'd like to explain this a little further. The PEC is visually unappealing, especially due to its notable lack of windows. This makes it difficult for outside observers to even realize the building is an athletic facility. In addition, the undesirability of this blank facade is emphasized by the addition of the more architecturally interesting Scott Center. In interviews conducted on November 15th, Jeffrey Morey, Facilities Procurement and Project Manager, and Bo Mascarini, Director of Grounds, confirmed that the college has no further plans to change the appearance of the PEC. But is this a big deal? I think so. The appearance of the PEC degrades the beauty of the campus. Students certainly think it's a big deal. Here are some sample opinions from the student body. Students either had bad things to say about the building, or they said that they barely noticed it at all. Additionally, in an interview on November 8th, Dean of Admissions Jennifer Winge admitted that the structure is not architecturally pleasing, although she says that the Scott Center helps to moderate this effect. Also, art and art history professor Walter Zirko, who taught FYS on public art, referred to the PEC as an eyesore in an interview on November 11th. Even the Worcester website views the PEC in a negative light. This is the official webpage for the Armington PEC, yet this picture seems to focus more on the surrounding trees than on the building itself. We should all care about this eyesore because, as students and other community members who live on this small campus, we are stuck with this ugly facade. Luckily, we do not have to be stuck with the unfortunate appearance of this building forever. I believe that we can turn the eyesore that is the PEC into a campus landmark through painting a mural on its exterior walls. Students and professional artists would submit various mural designs. Dean Winge suggested that this part of the operation would be a good chance to involve the community, such as having local artists submit their ideas. Now, the decision between using student art or professional art is an important and a contentious one. Dean Winge likes the message that student art would send, while Professor Zirko questions whether student art would be of high enough quality to display in such a public venue. Now, while probably the final design will be decided by much more influential members of the community than I would like to share with you all my idea. I based this mural off of the murals that can already be found in the interior of the PEC, and I altered its design to reflect the opinions of Walter Zirko and student athletes. While the actual painting of this mural could be done professionally, I believe it would make for a perfect WooCore job. Now, clearly, in order for this to work, we need to get the administration on board. Importantly, other members of the community have already expressed their support for the project. You can see here a feedback I've received from student athletes. Also, Professor Zirko, Manager Morey, and Dean Winge have have offered their support for the idea, as well as SGA President Hannah Haas in an interview on November 16th, aka earlier today. But would a mural address the problem? I believe that a mural would beautify the campus, turning one of our ugliest buildings into a campus landmark. It would also empower students, underlying Worcester's commitment to student involvement. Dean Lynch especially liked this aspect of it, as she thought it would provide a clear embodiment of student engagement. Also, if the mural goes well, it could inform the current debate on whether or not to paint a mural on the walls of McDonald Chapel. I believe that the focus should be on the PEC first, because it's more out of the way, and the mural would have a clear athletic or school spirit type focus. But how will I know that this plan will work? Cities around the country use murals to beautify neighborhoods, recognize local artists, empower youth, and demonstrate their cultural pride. For example, the Mural Arts program in Philadelphia, my hometown, this is an example of one of their murals, works with youth, local organizations, and artists to create culturally meaningful murals, as noted on their website. I would also like to tell you about a high school in California that, like Worcester, had an incredibly ugly gym. According to a May 21st, 2008 article in the online version of that high school's newspaper, the administration and the athletic department decided to paint this mural to increase school pride, boost their athletic program, and advertise the school. Despite all this, you might still be asking, this project sounds like it would be large and expensive. Now, while certainly painting a mural is quite the undertaking, it is certainly cheaper than other projects the school commonly pursues, such as building and renovating buildings. You also might be thinking that a mural would look tacky, especially next to the refined Scott Center. I've heard this reservation from many people I talk to, especially in the athletic department. And while murals can be over the top, and I certainly don't want the PEC to look like this, I believe that a simple, sensible mural would look great. I also agree that we must be careful to maintain the visual congruency between the Scott Center, the PEC, and even Lowry. And I believe that elements of my design address this concern, such as my mural not having a background color. So, if you will, imagine what would happen if we actually painted a mural on the wall of the old PEC. Visiting the once ugly building would be transformed into a campus landmark. Visiting teams would be intimidated by this massive embodiment of school spirit. Passers-by would stop and stare, and Worcester would stand out in yet another way. So there you have it. Bare, unsightly walls transformed into eye-grabbing, school spirit-infused art. But the next step is up to you. Go talk to members of SGA, the administration, alumni, trustees. Let them know about the PEC's hidden potential, and together, you can make this happen. Now, a mural won't solve all of Worcester's problems. It won't even solve all the PEC's problems. However, I believe that putting a mural on the exterior walls of the Armington Physical Education Center is a relatively straightforward way to improve the campus and leave our mark on the College of Worcester. Questions? Yes?
How did you first think of this problem?
Yeah, a few months ago, I was just walking by, and I thought how we could really do more stuff with the space. So yeah, I had this idea before I started working on this project, and then it occurred to me pretty late on. I went through several other much worse ideas before realizing this could apply. Yes.
Did you use actual athletes on the walls?
She asked if the mural would actually have pictures of real athletes who attended the school, and then that is certainly an important point that has been brought up by some people I talk to. It could either be really cool or really awkward to have certain individuals. So so then I use pictures of actual athletes just because they were easily available to me, but then certainly maybe in the final design they would be more stylized. I would definitely see the advantage of using pictures where they at least aren't recognizable. Yeah, I did like that, but then I feel like details like that aren't necessarily part of my initial proposal and would definitely be ironed out once this project is looked at more. Yes?
How many interviews did you conduct?
I talked to 12 students, actually 13, if you can't count Hannah today.
And professors, right?
Yeah, I talked to an art professor, a member of the athletic department, but he actually didn't make it into any of what I said. And then even though actually at the end he was supportive, he was supportive, but he would just man a few words and his quotes didn't. Anyway. Then a couple members of the ground staff. Yeah. Maybe Wyatt, but I don't remember. Yeah.
Do you have any idea of how much it would cost? Get supplies and paint.
I tried to contact the artist who did the one in California, and I got on the phone with them, but then for some reason I was not able to send an email to them. I imagine just based like I did look around for some figures. It would cost it would cost some tens of thousands of dollars. Although I don't know, that cost would probably be cut a fair bit if we used WooCore. I'm not entirely sure what that looked like. And then that's in response to her question where she asked how expensive